right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, I have a lot of really good energy here for you today. I'm really excited to get into this reading and give you these messages. So let's just dive in. The overall energy for the reading is the Hierophant. So that's sort of about your life path and your spiritual purpose, your commitment. What is your work in life? And I'm seeing that when it comes to your life path, there is an opportunity for happiness kind of coming towards you or around you, and you could feel a little bit exhausted by some of the challenges that you've had to go through, or it could feel like maybe you're a little bit guarded to the happiness coming in for you. And I want to tell you a bit about your past, present, and future here that I'm seeing, because that'll give you some context for what's going on. So there's something here that you're really desiring, that you're really wanting to come in for you. You could feel on some level that it's coming in, or you could just be making plans to go out and meet whatever this is. And currently, I see your heart very open. I see you moving forward with confidence, and I very much see you on your path as well with the Chariot card here. Now, in your future, as you start to move along on your path, I see the waters flowing. You're kind of going organically through the motions that you need to go through, right? But there's a little bit of resistance right before you get to your happiness, or right before you get that wish fulfillment. And so there could be some sort of limiting belief about feeling like you don't deserve happiness, or maybe it gets worse before it gets better, and so there's a little bit of a dip in your energy before your energy goes up. But that's sort of the flow that I'm seeing, and the reading today is overall about you being on that path to opening up your heart and receiving what it is you desire and moving forward in a way that feels really good. Now, your oracle cards for the day are the Fool, Guidance, and Inner Voice. So you could be starting out on a new beginning. Many of you could be traveling, but there's something here about taking risks with that Fool card. The Fool kind of takes the next step, even though he doesn't quite know what's coming towards him. He's open to those new beginnings. He's taking a risk. He's taking a leap of faith. With Guidance and Inner Voice, I'm seeing that your spirit guides, if you believe in them, your angels, the source, whatever it is, Spirit is around you, giving you that guidance there, and so is your inner voice. And when you're feeling lost or you're feeling confused, you can turn to that inner voice for wisdom. You can trust yourself, Sagittarius. And so for some of you, I'm hearing that might involve meditation. For others of you, that might involve some type of creative outlet. I'm seeing painting or writing or dancing. That kind of gets you into the flow with yourself so you can access that inner voice, access your inner wisdom. Now, I'm really excited to dive into these energies more, but before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I love doing them, and I do offer personal readings. You can email me. My email is down below in the description box. And if this reading resonates with you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I recently found out that although I have about 5,000 returning viewers, only about 1,200 are subscribed to me. So if you've ever resonated with a video, please take a second to subscribe, as it helps me out a lot. All right, let's see what we have here, Sagittarius. Let's look at the recent past for you. All right, so in the recent past, I see there being a lot of love kind of in your life or around you, but also a lot of heaviness. It could have been either difficult to give love or receive love. I'm getting more that it had to do with the reception of love. Now, this could be you or someone else, but just in general, it could feel like maybe you weren't receiving the love kind of that you desired, or if you were receiving love, that it was coming with some type of stipulation, some type of heaviness in the dynamic as well, which might have made it hard to kind of give and receive. And I see you kind of really wanting to charge ahead towards your happiness, feeling really good, feeling really positive about the love that was in your life, and possibly the people in your life, the community, the family. There was a foundation there that felt really, really good, but there was something kind of weighing it down for you. And eventually I see that kind of coming to the fore, and there being some type of painful ending there, and then sort of a rebuilding process, a healing process. And you could still be in that healing process, but you're just kind of giving me the backstory here, and that's what I'm seeing. A lot of love, a lot of pursuit of that love, but still something kind of difficult attached to it, and then that ending process, and then the rebuilding. Let's take a look at your current energy. I do see your heart opening up again. You could feel like you're finally becoming more aligned with your path. You could feel like you have a new sense of direction. I'm seeing that you did kind of put in the energy to heal here or to rebuild. It's kind of like as soon as it came down, you picked yourself back up. And that healing process, it might have slowed you down a bit, whatever this ending was, this painful thing here, because so much of your heart was involved in it. It looks quite painful when it came down, or when something was revealed. There was something difficult here, and I'm seeing it threw a bit of a wrench at you. It slowed you down. Before, you could have felt like you were taking off for the races, and then once you kind of went through this painful thing, it kind of slowed you down, and I see you kind of putting the pieces back together piece by piece. But ultimately, you do show me healing here, which is really positive. And then also a commitment to keeping your heart open and to moving forward here. Yeah, you're showing me I'm going to move towards stability. I'm going to move towards what feels good, even if it's difficult. I see your heart kind of opening up even more than it was in the past. In the past, we had the Page of Cups. Now you come through as the Knight of Cups. So ultimately, I think there was kind of a lesson in whatever this experience was, about getting closer to yourself and kind of working through difficulties alongside a lot of joy as well. And I see you really committing to moving towards stability, kind of taking your power back, taking control of your life, and just moving forward from a more solid place. You are showing me an ending here, but you're kind of showing me that ending is for the best. It's going to allow me to move towards something even more stable. So even though there were pieces of this in the past that may have felt good, that may have felt heart opening, ultimately you're showing something needed to change, a cycle needed to close out here so that I could find stability on an even higher level. You're also showing me something to do with self-love here and really taking care of yourself. And it's kind of about this balance between resting and charging forward. And that's sort of what your path involves now. It's like you're kind of learning that even when you're still or you're in silence, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe taking that, allowing that to recharge. And then also when it's time to go, it's time to go. It's time to move forward. And you're kind of finding a balance between that looks really empowering for you. And there may be, something inspiring or something that you're working towards here that sort of benefits from that balance within you, from that duality. And so I'm seeing a lot of acceptance here. Sort of, maybe my glass was full in the past, and then maybe there was a bit of a spill, and it still can be full. I can still move towards something that is going to be abundant. And I'm hearing like jug of abundance. I don't know what that means exactly, but maybe that'll resonate with you all. And you're showing me a lot of acceptance as well. And it's this acceptance of yourself, of your rhythms, of what you need. You're also accepting sort of the larger situation here. You're showing me I understand sort of what happened to a certain extent, and I understand that I need to go now. And I think it's that acceptance of the cycle itself and the acceptance of the ending that really propels you to move forward. You're showing me I'm healing, and then I'm taking off again. It's almost like you have this recharge moment, and then you move forward. Let's take a look at the near future for you. You're showing me that something good had to end so that you could get to something even better. You're like, for what it was, that was good at the time, or I felt like it was good. And then it came to an end, and now I'm going to move on to like my real destination or something. And I think part of that has to do with sort of integrating your discontent with whatever this thing was in the past. Maybe now that you're looking back on it, you're saying, that actually didn't serve me as well as I thought it did, or maybe I wasn't taking care of myself as well as I thought. Maybe I just deserve more, or maybe I just deserve something else, or maybe there's something else that's going to fill my cup, my jug of abundance even more. And you're showing me a little bit of harshness with yourself, maybe being upset with yourself for not seeing maybe a blind spot in the past. There's this feeling of, I should have taken care of myself better in the past, or maybe I'm taking care of myself really well now. I should have been doing this before. And I want to let you know it's really okay if you're here now and you're reassessing what it means to love yourself and take care of yourself now, then that's kind of what matters. And so there's a higher spiritual lesson here about pursuing your happiness as a way of taking care of yourself and saying, I need to pursue my happiness so that I can live my life to the fullest, so that I can feel my healthiest, that sort of thing. And I think you're kind of seeing how in the past maybe you didn't quite do that, and how, yes, there were some good aspects to what you were experiencing, but actually it can be even better if you allow yourself to sort of receive even more. You're showing me a determination to healing something, and it comes through as a pattern, and this could have to do with that cyclical, circular energy that I was talking about before. That has to do with your stability, your foundations. For some of you, I'm getting this could have to do with mental health, so maybe like a mental health pattern, a way of speaking to yourself, a perspective that was internal that you're starting to sort of take apart and heal that. And I'm not a mental health professional, so please, if this is resonating with you, I encourage you to seek out the right professional resources, but this is not that. But anyway, you're on this sort of process to healing, and it may not be just one thing either. It could be maybe many things, or many parts of yourself that need to become integrated, or maybe patterns that you experienced with other people. You're probably hearing my cat in the litter box. She hasn't used it all day, and of course now when I'm doing this reading is when it's time for her to start scraping. But yeah, I see you healing that, and it may take time, it may take effort, it may take more time or more effort than you were anticipating, and it may feel slow at times. It may feel like, is that happiness ever going to come? There could be a bit of a rush to kind of get through sort of this painful period, but Spirit wants me to acknowledge you are healing out a pretty intense cycle. Like, you are moving through something pretty big that has to do with your foundations and what makes you who you are as you move through the world. So just be gentle with yourself through that process, because there's a really important lesson here being learned, and you want to make sure that you sit with that lesson and that you fully integrate it. Spirit's advice for you is about the pain that you've been experiencing. And a lot of times people come to the channel and they say, I've been going through this really painful thing. Like, what is the purpose? Or, I know I need to heal. How can I do that? And Spirit's saying that your pain has something to teach you. Your pain has something to offer you. And if you're feeling exhausted from not being treated well, that's a sign that you need to be treated differently. If you're feeling tired because you haven't taken care of yourself, you haven't gotten a chance to rest, that's a sign that maybe you need to organize your life in such a way that you can rest. If you're feeling like the people around you don't see you as your full self, that's a sign that maybe you need to be around different people and to prioritize relationships where people can understand who you are, that type of thing. And so there's something here that you're moving through where your pain is trying to teach you and your wound is trying to teach you. And if you're kind of guarded to that lesson and you don't want to go into that pain, you're going to miss it sort of entirely. You're going to miss that lesson, and it could repeat itself. And so Spirit's saying, take the time right now to kind of slow down when you need to, and consider kind of what's going on, and pause if there's sort of that impulsive energy, and just find that balance. It doesn't mean you can't get moving again in the future. It just means if there's sort of a slower energy to your life, it could be because there's something within you that needs more attention. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. I hope that this resonates, and I'll see you next time.